Okay, phase two, we've let this dry a little bit, and we're gonna come back and, so this is our lightest lights. We put down the lightest, the highlights of the leaves, basically is what we've done, okay? And now we need to go put the underside of the leaves, or the dark side, the shadow side, basically. So as you notice, every tree, there's the bright part, and then there's the underside dark. The sun is coming this way, so there's our shadow down here, okay? Now in the shadow area, what we have an opportunity to, especially as a watercolor, is to kind of do a complementary color. Complementary color means these are warm colors. They're sort of bright yellows, a little bit of ochre or orange, a little bit here. And now we can go a little more green. Green gets a little bit cool. Okay, and the cool part becomes sort of the underside of the leaf, okay? So again, my paint dried, but that's okay, I just add water to it. So I've got my original color, maybe add a little bit more to it here, that's that warm color. But now I'm gonna add just a little bit of a brighter green. Add a little bit of this green here. There we go. So now it becomes more of an olive color, see that? And we're gonna add some water. Okay, and we're gonna come back. Now we're thinking, flooded in here, there's like sort of the bottom of those leaves. So the top part here, we use our tip, kind of create some texture in here like this. See, and so this might be part of a trunk that comes down like this. A little bit like this in here. Again, this is the underside of those bright sunlit leaves, okay? We kind of dab it on. I'm using, as you can tell, I'm using just the front of the brush here, or the tip, the very tip of it, to get some of these nice little textures. I don't think we can get too many leaves in there. It's kind of small, but you don't want to spend a lot of time with it either. So we get this kind of this look here. Maybe put a branch through here a little bit like that. Okay, let's see, a little more. This is looking pretty good up here. I like that amount of contrast between light and darks. I'll come down and add a little bit more, water to my mix here. So in my mind, I'm thinking this is a little darker down through here, obviously. And why do you have a shadow on the trunk? Or the side of it, it has a little shadow to it like this. But I put a little bit of water here, that becomes a shadow, and that's the side of the trunk. And maybe I just put a little bit of a shadow down here, kind of build it up again, okay? So I got this bright, warm colors. We go a little cooler with the green, which is a little more closer to the leaf itself. But now we'll go just a little darker to get a little darker contrast. So I've got my green, and what I can do, I can start with that same green, okay, here. But I can add a little blue to it. Actually, this is a dark green here. Just add a little blue. And see, this is called sort of an evergreen kind of a color. So we're putting in three colors. You have the light, sort of this nice light olive, a little warm here. We put a little bit of green. So add a little bit of blue here to this mix. Just a little bit, make it a little bit darker. Maybe you can add a few more branches and through like this, just a little bit. And like I said, the watercolors is a transparent medium, so you're building up these layers. Just use the front of this, just a little bit of detail through like this. Bring it down here. Maybe add a little extra, a little more of a couple branches in there like that. And we'll let that dry, and that should be about right. Now come down here, add a few, little grass and kind of hit it and push it up like that, like a little bit of grass there. And then we'll put a little more darker. There there. Okay. I might even add, I think I'll leave it at that. That's good. Okay, there's my tree. Again, the lightest light here, that's the brightest part of the leaves coming up. A little bit of warm here. The green is sort of that mid-range of the each blade of the leaf in a sense. And then the dark, my really dark green here. In fact, let me just add just a little bit more, blue. I kind of like the idea of the contrast with blue. Generally in a shadow area, you don't put black. You actually use a type of blue, which is really a cooler way to doing it. Cool, not just making it cool, just the color cool. So you just kind of put a little more blue in there, and that'll get it that kind of feeling that that's the shadow. But you don't use black. Black just sort of muddies things up. But use a type of blue. It gives it a really nice contrast. Plus it gives it this iconic watercolor type of an effect to it. Okay, and we'll let that dry. Well, again, thank you very much. I'm just going to send these out shortly, and I'll see you Tuesday. Okay, take care.